Perimenopause hit me hard, and at the time I did not know what was happening. If you've been feeling anxious, if you've been losing your hair, or struggling to sleep, hopefully my story will make you feel that you're not alone. Hello friends, my name is Ino. Welcome to my channel. My first symptom happened in my early 30s. Panic attacks. Out of nowhere. Terrible panic attacks. There was no explanation for it. On my way to work, on a bus with my kids who were young at the time, I experienced my first panic attack. And that day I can never forget, because it was terrifying. It had me feeling like I was dying, like it was my last day on earth. And so I cannot forget it. I remember that day dropping my kids at school and rushing to the health center. And many tests were carried out. My blood pressure was checked, everything was checked. I was sent to the main hospital where further testing was done, and everything came back okay. My heart was okay, everything was okay, but yet still I was not feeling okay. That day the panic attacks came in waves. They were just coming like one after the other, they came. And oh my goodness, that day was not easy. After that, I went to a private doctor, and she had been through the same experience. No, she had been seeing a lot of patients who were going through the same experiences. And so when I explained to her what happened, she was able to identify that I was suffering with panic attacks, and she was able to give me medication. But even with the medication she gave me, it subsided for a little bit, but the panic attacks continued. They continued for a long time. So I had to be on sick leave. I had to be away from work for a while until my body was able to relax a bit, because it had really put my body in a state of anxiety. The panic attacks continued up until in my late 40s into 50s, when I entered menopause. That's around the time when I got some sort of relief. Relief started happening earlier, but to say that when it ended, it was around that time. The panic attacks came with the heart palpitations. If any of you have gone through panic attacks, you would have a pretty good idea. But if you haven't, it's really this feeling of your heart going through those palpitations, and it's like you cannot breathe, and you feel like every breath is your last breath, and that is your last day on earth. So it's an experience that I wouldn't even wish on my worst enemies. I also suffered with hair loss. At the time, also, I didn't know it was all related to perimenopause. All I know is that I went through severe hair shedding. No matter what I did, no matter what vitamins I took, no matter what I ate, the shedding continued. It has lessened now, but it continued. It made me feel like, but why me? Why is it why is it that I'm the only one my hair is shedding all the time? It's not like I'm the worst. It's not like my diet is the worst, but why am I getting such shedding of hair? It was only later on in life that I was able to associate it with perimenopause. To add to that, there was this burning tongue that I experienced as well. It's like my tongue was always burning the sides, and it's like it was so annoying. I just couldn't wait to go and sleep at night because I think that's the only time I got a relief from it. It's like in the morning I would wake up fine throughout the course of the day, then it would start to affect me again, and nothing that I did. Sometimes I would just have to take my tongue, put it in the corner of my mouth just to relax it a bit. But this also subsided with time. Oh my goodness. This has not been an easy journey. With that came indigestion. I suffered with indigestion for so long that I was afraid of eating. Eating was a big problem for me. Anything that I ate, once I ate a little more than normal, I would suffer with such indigestion and bloating. It's like, at some point in time, I was like, I don't want to eat. Because that feeling of having food on your stomach for hours after is like so uncomfortable that I got afraid of eating. But that also subsided as time went by. It still happens, but not as frequently as it did before. Now, the memory loss, the brain fog. Have any of you experienced this? So far, the symptoms that I've spoken about, have you experienced it? How did you deal with it? How were you able to manage? Oh my goodness. Memory loss, brain fog. It's like I can't remember anything. I was working. I have to be at work. I have to be alert. The brain fog was such that at work I couldn't concentrate on anything. I couldn't remember certain things that I believe that I should be able to remember. I just couldn't remember. They were just not. It was always so difficult, and it made me feel so incompetent, especially when you've been working somewhere for many years and you're supposed to know certain things, and when persons come to you, you're like, oh my God, I've forgotten, I can't remember. It was embarrassing, to say the least. Embarrassing. I can't remember my work. I can't remember things I'm supposed to remember for so many years because of brain fog. And all of these were brought on by the severe episodes of panic attacks. It affected my memory. Let me know how you have handled all of those situations, all those experiences, if you have been through it. And I'm also hoping that as I speak, somebody out there would know that they are not alone. So many persons out there are experiencing the same symptoms, some of them even more difficult than what we are going through now. Now, to manage my symptoms, what I did as I researched and as I spoke with other persons, I knew that I had to change my eating habits. So I started eating less processed foods. I started leaning more towards a vegetarian lifestyle. So I did less meat. I did more vegetables, more fruits. I also reduce my intake of gluten, like flour, white flour, whole wheat, but to a lesser extent the whole wheat flour. But I reduce a lot of anything that would not help me in my situation, like junk foods and stuff like that, fast foods. I really reduce them drastic because I really didn't like what I was going through, so I had to find ways to manage. And the first thing I did was from my diet, from my food. And it is important that we educate ourselves in situations like that. The other thing I did was exercise. I didn't pay a gym. I just went to YouTube and I found exercises that I felt that I could handle myself and that I didn't have to go out and buy no special gear, no special shoes or anything. I chose one which was easy to manage. I did it at home. I did it on mornings before I went to work or on evenings. In between that time, I also walked. I went walking regularly. I did a lot of walking. That also helped, because what you need to do during this stage of life is to increase the feel-good hormones, which are depleting and makes you feel worse. I also increase my supplements. The one-a-day women, I use a lot of it, and anything that would reduce the effects of menopause on my body. So one of the things that I did not mention is the hot flashes and the night sweats. Oh my goodness. It does not stop. Well, for me, it has not stopped. It started in perimenopause, and it has not stopped. And I'm past menopause in my 50s. I'm 52. And the night sweats and the hot flashes, they're not easy. Oh my goodness, the heat. That also has to be managed. There are persons who do take something called HRT, Hormone Replacement Therapy. This is something which helps reduce the impact of the menopause and perimenopause symptoms in the body. So most people say that once they started it, that the symptoms were drastically reduced and that they went back to normal. They started feeling like their old self again. For me, I have not really pursued it because I believe in trying to manage it on a more holistic way. So what I have been using is something called wild yam cream. That is something that was recommended by a naturopathic doctor. She recommended wild yam cream, WILDYAMCREAM. So I've been using that, and I can say that whenever I use it and I'm consistent, I see the results. I sweat less and I sleep better. Talking about sleep, oh my goodness, how didn't I mention that earlier? Sleep, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning every single night and having to go to work the next day. Oh boy, waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would be awake until after 4, going on 5. There I may just go back into sleep and then wake up by 5:30 to 6 o'clock to get ready to go to work for 7, to be at work for 8 o'clock. My friends, let me tell you, this is not a nice experience. Going to work on top of all your symptoms, you're not sleeping, and how can you concentrate at work? The panic attacks are already affecting your brain. Then you experiencing insomnia. All of that just affects the memory. I tell you, it was not easy. It was not easy. For me, I believe that women, like when, excuse me, going through menopause, all those symptoms, I believe a woman's supposed to be at home and not being at work full time. That's how I believe. Because it is really difficult. It is a really difficult time in a woman's life. But what I did, since now that I have retired, I opted for early retirement at 52. So now I'm home. I don't have to really worry about all those symptoms like the not sleeping at night, because at least I'm home. If I do not sleep in the night, then I could sleep during the day. So I'm thankful to God that I had that option, that way I'm able to be at home now. I'm more relaxed. I am able to manage my lifestyle better. I am able to just experience life at a slower pace. So, with all of this, I just hope that I've been able to help one of you out there. I hope that my story has helped you to realize that you are not alone. And if you are feeling all those anxiety, that insomnia, all of those things, I'm hoping that now you can do further research, you can find supplements, you can make those small lifestyle changes that would really help you manage those symptoms, because they are not easy. Okay, so you have to remain calm, remain above it, above the impact on your body, to lessen the impact on your body. Okay, so with this, I thank you for listening, and I thank you for spending time with me. If you have any questions, your comments, you could put it in the comment section, and I can give further, I will respond. And we can also continue to share in the comment section. So thank you for spending this time with me, and I look forward to seeing you again in my other episode. Thank you.